Yeah, start the recording and let people know who we are.
And I'm Ron Schneeberger, and that's Bill Graham. And we are going to do how to use a blab and how to host a blab. Bill's going to do the first part, and I'll do the second part. And Bill, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you get started.
Yeah, sure. I thought you were going to tell people who we are.
But okay. Well,
we're here.
You
actually
tell them. You know, I've been chatting here for 10 minutes.
Sure, I know who we are too.
we're two guys that are doing a blab here. That's no. Go ahead. You tell them, Bill.
Yeah. Well, this blab is approximately 30 minutes on how to use or host a blab. It's no Blabbus Interruptus, and we're here every weekday morning at this time, which is 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. The first portion of the blab is to help people use blab. It's about 15 minutes long. It's fast-paced with a clear goal. We want to give you the confidence to use blab. We don't answer many questions from the audience during the presentation. And so we ask you to hold your questions till the end. When we open the seats, we do encourage you to join the blab. Just click on the circle that says call in, and either Ron or myself would be happy to let you in. The blabs are sponsored by the Circadians. We are the Circadians. We are a concept community that isn't built around one individual. We live, work, and thrive in a guru-free zone. Everyone is equal, everyone matters, and everyone has their own special gift. The sum of those gifts being greater than any one individual. What we do at the Circadians is we create event-driven, outcome-oriented business-building platforms. We do broadcasts, websites, content, training programs, and more. But mostly, we operate in a guru-free zone, and we get stuff done. And we welcome the opportunity to elaborate on that. Just ask for information on our community today by emailing stan@thecircadians.com. Or you can follow the Circadians at blab.im, the Circadians. Now, let's get started with the rules of blab. And really, there aren't any rules, but the blab team has created some agreements or guidelines they would like the community to go by. So pay attention. Here they are. Respect each other. Honor the viewer's time. Let others talk. Don't be an awful person to be around. Argue the point and not the person. And the host sets the rules to the party unless they conflict with the other rules. So again, they're guidelines. They're common sense. The one we like to kind of focus on a bit is argue the point, not the person. We appreciate that people don't always agree with what we say as people. And it's fine to say, you know what, I disagree with you, but don't come on and say, Ron, I disagree with you, you idiot. You know, how could you even think something like that? Argue the point, not the person.
You were kind.
Before we go any further, there's a few people that we like to thank. They're people that we've gotten information from and we follow, and we hope you'll follow. People like Roxanne Davenport, Mark Barris, Eileen Smith, Robert Stern, just to mention a few. If you download our presentation, there's other people on there, and certainly follow them. Now we're getting bombed in Belize right now, but so sorry about that. Getting started on a blab. The first thing you'll see is a whole screen. It'll be black, even the comments. Over on the left-hand side, you'll see a black tell a little bird with a little blue bird. Click on that. You will see a dialog box. You can either tweet that generated message out, or you can create your own tweet, and you'll be sending a tweet out to your Twitter feed. It notifies them that you're on a blab, and it's a great way to increase the number of people and to let your followers know that
Bill,
you're on a blab.
I just thought of something. We could call that the blue bird of happiness.
Okay. We could do that. The next thing, once you're in the blab, is giving props, or when you're watching a blab. You can do that. If you look at Ron and I, we have two little hands down in our pictures. And those are for giving people what's called props. People, the blabbers give people props when they say things that, people in the audience like or agree with. So yeah, make sure you give Ron some props. It's simply a nice gesture. Props don't accumulate. They don't rank on Blab or Google or anywhere else. You can't redeem them at your local coffee shop. But they do let the people in the Blab know that you like what they're saying, that you agree with the topic, and it's just a nice gesture. Now, your Blab profile your Blab profile matches your Twitter profile, but it doesn't have to. You can change it to better suit the message you want to convey on your Blab. This is a good idea because usually Blabbers roll over each other's profiles to find out a little bit about them, and often that's where the decision is made to follow people. So yeah, you can roll over people's profiles and see if they're like-minded and certainly follow those people. Moving over to the comment stream, if you look at the top, you will see two buttons or two selections. One is all and one is mention. It goes default to all, and what you will see is all of the comments that are put into the comment stream. If you click over on mentions, what you will see is anytime somebody has mentioned you using the reply arrow and your Twitter handle. And then you can isolate people that have made comments to you and respond to them. And that's how you do that, is by clicking on mentions. You can see your list of followers and whom you are following on your profile page. If you look at your followers' profiles, you can see if the follow is mutual. You can't see if the follow is mutual from the following list. Now, how to participate, you'll notice right now there's two boxes for Ron and I, but each blab can have up to 4 blabbers, including the hosts. The hosts sit in the top left square typically, and I'll mention that actually Ron and I neither one of us are the host of this show, but actually co-hosts, and we can maybe expand on that a little bit later. But the host determines how many seats will be open. They also decide if there will be rotating blabbers or if the seats will remain locked, and who is actually permitted into the blab later. Now back to the comment stream, which is on the right-hand side again. If you open your blab, typically you're going to find with the changes a couple of weeks ago that you have a dark background and light writing on it. If you prefer a light background, just type /light and the background will change. And you can try that now if you like. If you get there and think you prefer the dark background, simply type /dark into the comment stream, and that comment stream will go back to a dark background with white lighting. Light writing. Why is that so hard to say today? If you want to send a message, at the bottom of the comment stream, you'll see a little box that says send a message. Simply click in the box, type your message, and hit enter, and your message will be inserted into the comment stream for everybody to see and acknowledge. If you have a question, the preferred way to ask a question so that it shows up in the comment stream for the host is to type /Q, enter a space, and then type your question. And it will highlight that question so that as it's going through the comment stream, the host can better pick it up and acknowledge your question. Now, we're going to ask you to hold your questions in this case till the end, but we'll certainly go back and answer all of them. Now, while you're in the comment stream, if you roll your mouse over the name of somebody who's made a comment, you'll notice a light gray star and a reply arrow. Clicking on the reply arrow will insert their username into the comment area, and then you can write the rest of your message directly to them. And by entering their name directly into the comment stream, it's a little easier when people have broken up names or not something that's typical. If you click on the star, you will be favoriting that comment. It will also bring the comment to the blabber's attention. And if you hover the mouse over the star, the profiles of the individuals that click will appear. So you can actually hover over the star and see who it was that liked your comment. Another feature in the comment stream, and we ask you, please do not do this now, but if you have tech issues in your blab, simply type @help in the comment stream, and believe me, somebody from Blab will come running. So once again, don't do it right now. My technical issue is just that I can't talk, and there's not much Blab can do about that for me. So we don't want to be crying wolf. Once we open the seats, joining into the Blab is easy. In the square, you'll see a circle with call in it, and you'll simply click on that circle. It will notify the host that you would like to come in, and we'll let you in. Now, what about following people? When you're in a blab, you're going to meet a lot of new people from all over the world, and you may want to follow some of those people. And you'd follow them to find out when they're on blabs or when they're active in a community, and just to keep up on what they're doing. There's several ways to do that within Blab, but since we're working with just the interface, here's a few ways you can follow people. The people in the frames, which are Ron and I at this time, and we'd love for you to follow us. In the top, you will see our profile pictures. So you would simply click on our profile pictures, and at that point, you'll be given the option to follow us or see if we're already following you. Now, who's viewing the Blab? You can tell that by looking at the profile pictures across the top of the Blab screen. To the left of those profile pictures, you'll see 2 white numbers. Today, 39 indicates that 39 people have been to our Blab, and the 18 indicates that there's 18 people watching it right now. And once again, you can scroll on those profile pictures. If you click on one, I'm going to click on Eileen Smith. It tells me that she's a blogger, podcaster, YouTuber, social media diva. So if you want to get into social media, follow Eileen. It tells me I am, and that she follows me. It also tells me that she's got over 2,000 followers, and a lot of people following her. So Eileen's a great person to be following. And that is pretty much the basics on how to use a Blab. Ron is going to jump in now, I think, and we'll go through a bit of the of how to.
Actually, I'm not going to jump. I'm just going to sit here and pull up the other.
Ron is going to roll up his sleeves.
I gave up jumping at that stuff a long time ago. It's just my back doesn't handle the hard falls too much anymore, so I gave up on that. Okay, we're going to go into the second part is hosting a Blab. And if you go to blab.im, right on the home page there, you will see on air, scheduled, and replay. And those are the Blabs that are on air now. Scheduled Blabs are the ones that are scheduled for the future, and replays are the Blabs that have already been finished. And you can click on those to catch the replays of some that you missed. On the left-hand side, you'll see a column there with different topics. Some are marked business, whatever the topics are. If you would click on one of those or several of them, and you click on air, it'll bring up all those Blabs that are on air pertaining to the topic that you want to watch. If you click on the scheduled, it'll bring up the scheduled Blabs pertaining to the topics you want to watch. And the same with the replays, it'll take you to those replays. So you don't have to go through the whole list if you just want to narrow it down to your favorite topics. On the right, to start a blab, you can see that if you click on that, you'll have a drop-down menu that'll come down, and it'll have start a blab, profile settings, and log out. You will click on start a new blab, and what you will see when you do that is a black box, and at the top it says host a blab. And you'll notice that there's a line there, and that's where you type the subject of your blab. And you'll see numbers at the right, and that's how many characters you can use, up to 80. And once you fill in that title, there's tags that become available to you in another box. And again, these are the business, hanging out, random, first-blab, test zone. These are, you can pick up to 3 that you can attach to your blab. If you want to start your blab now, you would click on now, and your blab will start. If you click on in the future, another box will pop up, and it'll have a clock there where you set the time that you want the blab to start and whether you want it to start at AM or PM. Right below then, it has the choice of tomorrow, or it'll give you like a calendar where you can pick out time in the future that you want it to start. Then when you do all that, you click on schedule blab. And what you'll see next is a box will come up. It'll have, if you have a photograph in there, an image, it'll have that. It'll have the title of your blab. It'll say start now and edit. And at the top of that, it'll have a countdown clock where it'll have the days, hours, minutes, and seconds. Once you start a blab, you must join, or nobody's going to be able to see what's going on. And you'll see this screen that will pop up. And I can't show you that screen or because we can't screen share. And that's something we don't get into here on this part right now. The screen's all black, and on the top left, you'll see an edit button. It's a pencil with a piece of paper, and if you click on that, you can change the topic of your blab even while the blab is going on. The record button's a big red button now, and when you start record, you'll see a pause button. When you stop the recording, that button goes back to resume recording. So during the blab, you could stop and restart the recording of the blab if you wish to. As Bill said, the Tell a Little Bird is in that black box with white lettering and the blue bird. And if you do click on that Tell a Little Bird, it pops up in the comment stream, and it shows that people have sent out the tweet to their followers. Now that you're in the blab, you can lock the other seat, as you see that we have done, so that nobody can come in. When people join the blab, their name will pop up with their profile, their little bio, and it'll have a green check mark or a red X. If you don't want to let that person in, you click the red X. If you want to let that person in, you click the green check mark, and then they will join the blab. Now, you can see that my name at the top on the left, it has a circle with an H in, and Bill has a circle with an H in. That means we're co-hosts, but if you just invite somebody in, they'll have a G by the top left of their name, but you could make them a co-host if you wish to. And all you have to do is click on their name, and their image box will come up, and on the left-hand side, you'll see a circle with an H with a plus sign. When you click on that, you made them a co-host. And all they have to do to see that H instead of the G is refresh, and they'll come back in as a co-host. Now, they can do anything that the host can do, except one thing. The host can get in anytime. They can't be permanently booted out of the Blab. But the co-host can edit the comment stream. If you can't do it as just a person watching the Blab, but the host and co-host, if they see a comment they don't like, in the bottom right of the comment box, by that comment, there's a triangle with a red X, and they can just click on that, and that comment will disappear. Again, Bill went over pretty much the star and the arrow. I just mentioned the red X that you can click to delete the comment. And Bill, you covered most of the other stuff, and that's pretty much what a host can do. But I want to say one thing. I keep forgetting this, and I don't really want to, because it's important. As a host, if you recorded the session, you will get an email from Blab where you can download the MP3 files, the MP4 files, and also you can upload your Blab to YouTube. Once it's uploaded to YouTube, you can go into the editing features of YouTube and edit it, put in a description, and do anything you could do in the YouTube video. Or you could download that video file and into your own editing software and make changes to it, and then upload it to YouTube the way you might do it otherwise. And I think that's about it. I saw some comments in the comment stream. Chef Dennis Litley joined us. He's one of the people that we have on our list that we recommend that you follow, because he does a great show on food and a great presentation. He said he's making stones today. Why would you be making stones? Oh, wait a minute. No, that's scones. I'm sorry, Chef. My eyesight's not too good today. Scones. Okay. So that's what he's going to be making today. Bill, I think I talked myself out. I would like some of the circadians to come in and tell us a little bit about themselves. So I'm going to open the seat, and some of the circadians, would you please come in and say hello and introduce yourself and tell the people who you are and what you do.
And we've got 2 seats, so let's at the same time invite anybody who's out there that wants to experience a Blab, that's never been on one, to click on the seat and join us. Ask your questions, or just see what it's like to be in there. Morning, Lindsay. How are you?
Good morning. As usual, I'm number 1 in the call-in open seat area. I waited for the ladies to join. I see that 2 of them there, but they are reticent about showing themselves this morning, I guess. My name is Lindsay Allen. I am a circadian. If you take a look at my little icon up the top, you see some of the things that interest me, like cartooning and writing and playing World of Warcraft and BSing and blah, 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 blah. My area these days is I'm unretired. I do websites with social media, and I call it a web presence, using the same basic name across the social media and my website. It gives me some really good Google juice, as they say. Next week, on Tuesday, I believe, I will be sitting in one of those boxes at the top, giving my own unique rendition of Learn Blab. And I hope to see some of you there. Maybe you missed something today and you'd like a repeat. I'll be glad to share my less than immense, but certainly more than regular knowledge about this. So thank you very much, guys. You're doing a great job. I always enjoy being part of your and our group.
Thanks, Lindsay. We're looking forward to Tuesday, too.
I can get back at him then next week, because Lindsay's going to be taking my spot. Nina Trankova from Sofia, Bulgaria.
Sofia, yes. I'm in Europe. This is brunch time. It was very funny today. Hello, everybody. This reminds me of my childhood. We had 10 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock in the afternoon breakfast. That's for babies. That was really good memories. I'm on the circadians already a lot of months, and I live in Sofia, Bulgaria. This is a place inhabited 7,000 years ago, and Bulgaria is the only country in Europe with the same name since it was created back in the 7th century. And today I'm working on collections. I just tweeted my graphics, and we were discussing on the clinics, the numbers, followers. So this is the way I'm helping businesses, reminding them what's the most valuable relation and engagement they have on the web in all the digital channels to structure the content and get more business. See you on the circadians. Bye, and don't talk about food.
How can they get a hold of you, Nina? If I want, or if somebody wants to have some direction in their collections, how do they get a hold of you?
It's on my blog, Nina Trankova. You can contact me. Thank you for asking.
Oh, no problem. Put it in the comment stream.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, Nina is very good. A couple of weeks ago, she hosted a blab in Bulgarian, and she had some in English, some in Bulgarian, and all of a sudden, people started joining who were speaking Russian, and it seems like, if you're in Bulgaria, you also speak Russian, and it was like I was watching there, and it's like all of a sudden, I felt like I was an outcast. These people were having a discussion going on in different languages, and it was kind of neat. So it's interesting how it takes hold, and that all of a sudden these people started to join in, and it was really interesting.
Good morning, Olivette. How are you?
Hi. Good morning.
Did I say that? Did I pronounce that properly?
You did.
Very good. What can we? Do you have a question this morning, or?
I've only hosted one blab, and I had, I'm not really familiar with it, and I had a few people come on and just kind of invade the blab, so to speak. How do you prevent that?
Well, there's, I guess, really two ways you can do it. I mean, you can decide that either if you don't know people, you're not going to allow them in. But the other thing you can do, and I did it when you were coming in, is you can kind of look at their profile, mm-hmm. and basically that's really the only way you can make a decision. I mean, you do have the power if people are invading, or they're kind of taking over, or they're being disruptive, to move them out, and your audience would probably appreciate that if they're actually being disruptive. So unless you know the person, or you can get enough information from their profile, that's one of the things about Blab is that, kind of you get what you get.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Well, I'll be mindful of that and be sure to look at their profile first, I guess, and then go from there.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain common sense things. I mean, like myself personally, I don't. And maybe this is right, maybe this is wrong, but I don't normally allow, if I had my own blab, I wouldn't allow, like, say, for example, an egg into my blab, because I figure if you can't put your profile picture up and at least say that much about yourself, mm-hmm. then,
right.
I think people should at least do that.
Right, exactly.
And that's just me personally. That's not a rule. That's not anything, but that's just personally how I feel about it.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll take it into consideration too, especially I Twitter, for me, that's true for Twitter. I don't really let people follow me that just egg as well. So
yeah. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Is there anything else we can help you with while you're here?
Well, I was going to answer one for her.
Well, she's probably still there.
Hey,
I'm still here.
Okay. Most time they have what we call the egghead, no picture,
Right.
no profile, and also had people jump on that don't have themselves shown in their camera. It's like they want to just see maybe what you look like,
Yeah.
or what could you just talking about. They want to come in and say, hey. They might just be, I don't know, I hate to say this, but they're overseas and you can't really understand their speech, and I don't know if they're just wanting to look at you, but check and make sure they show themselves on camera along with reading their profile.
Okay.
Yeah, Ron and I don't get that problem too much, I don't think.
I hate to say that, but that's happened.
Okay.
All right.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
thanks
you,
for joining
Loretta.
us.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Roxanne, tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Roxanne. I blog and I blab. And
You're
I'm
an
on
advocate.
Google.
Yeah, you're
I'm
an
on
advocate for a very important subject matter. Tell us what it is.
Yeah, I have epilepsy and I write about it because I want to spread the word. Not everybody knows everything that they need to about it because there's so many different kinds and so many different ways to treat them. And y'all are very nice not to put anything up flashing on the screen. So thank you.
Yeah, Roxanne was very informative to us. We went to her to get the information. Bill heard about it, and Sheila Hensley heard about it, about people with epilepsy, that animated GIFs can cause seizures, and it's very distracting for those people. And I know it's distracting for Roxanne. If somebody puts one up, she has to cover her eyes and not look at it until it disappears. And but she did inform us there is medical reasons not to show animated GIFs. And so we decided we are not going to use animated GIFs, and we kind of informed people who were using them on our blab to cease from doing that. And they've been very respectful of that. So,
well, you've noticed it not only on our blab, but throughout the blab community, have you not, Roxanne?
Yeah, I haven't seen very many lately. Usually just the ones that scroll through now. They're not the ones that just, flash like that. They're just the ones that go through, which aren't as bad. I still just cover them up if they come up very often, but usually they only roll through once. Yeah. But it doesn't happen that often anymore.
And that's a good thing.
Yep. All right. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Roxanne. Have a great day.
Nice to see you, Roxanne.
Is there any person out there who's new who would like to get in? I know Claudia's been here before, and Bill left her in. But if you're new out there and you want to click to get in and ask a question, that's what we're here for, to help the new people. Yep. I guess Claudia had some problems. She'll try again, I'm sure.
She'll be back. It might be a good time to ask Michelle or Nina or Stan or somebody in the comments to put some of the links up. The Learn
They have been putting some of them up, and I think they have. I've seen some of them, and I can't keep track of them all, but I think they have been posting some.
Yeah, come in. Anybody who's got any questions, come in. Or if you have any suggestions on, how we can make it better, other than replacing Ron and I, we're always open to suggestions.
We do have, if somebody wants to put this link in there, if you want to do a review of what we do, or just suggestions as to what you'd like to see, there is a link that somebody can put on there. In the comment stream.
You hit a wrong button there, Stan. There.
I didn't hit any button at all.
Oh,
My
okay.
hands are away.
We can't control that guy. He's actually the host.
Well, we rely on him for a lot of technical information,
Yeah.
and so and he signs my paycheck once in a while.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for him to come back in and make a comment on that. I don't know if I can ask for a raise anytime soon or not.
Well, while we're waiting for some more people, why don't you tell people what you do, Ron? We never take our 30 seconds, and if we do more than get up in the morning and
I was going to do that, Bill, but since you reminded me very nicely, I will do that. My name is Ron Schneeberger. You see it at the top. You've seen it every day for a long time, and I've been retired, but I'm not retired. I do engraving. I'm a certified calligraphy engraver and a master engraver. I engrave on glass, metal. I do some carving in wood, and eventually I'm going to be doing some blabs and show people what I really do. And I think it's going to work out fine because I'm following some of the stuff that I see Chef Dennis do, and I'm working on that. And I just got to kick my butt and put it up there and show people, because it's kind of neat and interesting to watch somebody do it. And I used to do it in the stores like Nordstrom and Saks and places like that at certain times of the year. I had this in the fragrance department. I would engrave whatever people wanted on a fragrance bottle that they were giving as a gift. And it was interesting, the people that would wait in a line to get a sentiment engraved. So that's what I do. Bill, we know you're from Belize, but what are you really doing down in Belize?
I get up, I go on this blab, and I go to the beach, and then I go back to bed. No,
you're really making me angry.
No, not really. I'm a Canadian expat that's relocated to Belize for health reasons. But in the process of doing my research, I realized that the internet had a lot of information, but a lot of it was sugar-coated. And so to that end, I created a website called Bill Does Belize. My tagline is The Unbelievable Truth. And I like to try and strip away some of the sugar coating and let people who are going to make a life-changing move to Belize know that paradise isn't, all palm trees and white sand and turquoise waters. There is a price for paradise. And there's some reality things that you need to know before you leave North America. And if you look in my profile at the top, my website address is there. And certainly do your research. And hopefully you'll start at Bill Does Belize to do that research. Claudia has a question.
Yeah, I was going to ask Stan to answer it. I was going to say, Rashid, I don't see too much about you. I'll let you in if you. I hope it's a question pertaining to the topic that we're doing today. I'm going to let you in and ask what question you have. Bill,
well, while he's coming in, we should let Claudia know that the focus of our blab today is to basically give people the basics of blab. So when we get into cameras and that kind of thing, that's a bit beyond the scope of what we really want to do. But certainly, if you go to the circadians, that's the kind of thing that we deal with all the time, and we'd love to help you out.
Hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we don't see you, but we hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon, good morning in the United States, maybe you are. Just a question.
Okay.
I'm really interested in the late recorded show on Blab, but there's no way to do so. So can you help me this way?
To record a show?
Yeah, to delete it, to remove it.
To delete it.
Yeah.
You can delete a blab before you start it. but I think once it's gone public, your blab is public.
You can, if you're asking if you can do a private blab, no, you cannot.
No,
All blabs are all public.
Once you have a public show or debate, is it possible to remove it from the blab system, to take it away?
Well, if you didn't record it, if you didn't record it, did you record it?
Yes, I did so. Yes.
Okay. Let me.
Well, then the only way is you have to contact the blab team, and they're the only ones that can delete it once it's been recorded.
I think it's not a good idea to be so difficult to remove a show. It's not like YouTube or other platforms to take away a work of your.
Well, Rashid, that's beyond our control. The blab team has their agenda and what they want to do and the timeline when they want to do it. So that's all we can tell you right now.
We don't disagree or agree with you, but we don't make the rules either. So
yeah, I've heard you can hide it from the stream somehow. I'm not sure how to do that. So Rashid, I appreciate it. But if you're not happy with the way, you know, what the platform is, you're going to have to contact them and voice your opinion with them. We are the wrong party to do that with. So Thank you, and we'll hopefully that helps you out.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Rashid. Michelle was here, but she left again. Michelle, come on in and tell people what we're doing. We'll let Michelle in first, and then Frank, just give us a few minutes, and we'll be happy to have you in as well.
Good
morning, Michelle. How are you?
Very good. Excellent show today. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
I had popped in just to say that he would have to email the Blab team, but you covered that, so I popped out. So,
okay. Well, while you're here.
Yes. I am now a civilian. I've been with the team about a couple of weeks now, and I'm learning a lot and really enjoying myself. I am passionate about dementia support and awareness. My mother has the disease since she is age 58 and is now 74 years old, so it's near and dear to my heart. So my mission is to spread awareness and bring support to people and their families dealing with dementia.
Okay. Anything else, Michelle?
I do help administer a Facebook group with 12,000 members dealing with dementia. So if anybody's interested, hit me up and I'll get you a link.
Well, why don't you post that if you know what it is? Post it in the comment stream, sure, and people can find it.
Great. Okay.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, Frank. Let's see. You have a question for us?
Yeah, I'm just getting started on Blab. I'm a business consultant and coach, and excuse me, looking to build out a brand and start discussions around business startups, entrepreneurship, and just trying to get comfortable with the platform. So I was wondering how long you guys have been on Blab and what your strategy is for finding viewership and scheduling talks and so forth.
Well, Frank, I've been on Blab between 75 and 80 days. I've been doing a lot of the Blabs that we've been doing here every day on how to use Blab and how to host a Blab. And I like the platform and I like the format. It's just a matter of starting it, doing it, and you'll get used to it. We are actually working on a document to help people as far as etiquette. Well, I don't even want to get into that because we're not ready for that yet. But Any specific question that you'd like answered?
Just, I guess, getting your first blab. I mean, how did you get your audience? Did you just post it, or did you market first to a Facebook group or to some email list?
You can do all of the above. If you have a list, an email list, a Facebook group that you're part of, you can actually there is a way to embed it in your website and on documents and on Facebook. In fact, that's what we go over. That's what part of the Circadians is all about. In the morning, we have 2 sessions a day, one at 9 o'clock and one at 2 o'clock. And we go over those things specifically. And actually, we had a blab last week I think it was last week, maybe it was even a little longer ago, when they first came out with the embed code, and we talked about how to do it. But we go over that in the Circadians. And like this week at the 2 o'clock clinic, we're going over using YouTube. And
that was my next question, actually.
Yeah. So why don't you, Stan or somebody, post the link on how Frank can get in touch with the Circadians. And I don't have the links handy, or I would do it. And
what is the Circadians, by the way? Is that just the name of your group here on Blab, or is that a different brand? Or
no, we're a community. If you weren't here at the beginning, we are a guru-free zone, and we work to get stuff done. And we go over if somebody needs help on something like that. What your situation is, that's what we go over. We go over those items and help people with their technical problems and things like that. But we don't do it here on the Blab. So it might be something you want to check us out. And I don't know if somebody posted something or not.
One of the basic suggestions I could give you, Frank, is if you can post your blab or list your blab, like a week in advance, and tweet it out, then the people that are already following you will know that you're going to do that blab. And if you use when you start a blab, the best thing is to come back tomorrow morning at the beginning of the presentation and we go through some of this stuff. But if you choose relevant tags, then people that are looking to watch blabs will find your blab based on your relevant tags. And you basically build your audience one person at a time. Or, that's the best suggestion I can give you.
You would be surprised how many people hop in, and if you start a blab, and all of a sudden people will be joining, even if you just start a blab and just to try it to see how it works. You'll have people jumping in to see what's going on. It's amazing. And then if you have a specific topic and you keep working with that topic, you will be able to pick up followers. So.
Right. So how narrow do you focus your topic? I mean,
well, you can only pick 3 tags. So,
right.
You're gonna pick the 3 most relevant tags. And I mean, if you're allowed to pick 3, pick 3, unless your topic is so specific that one tag is going to cover it all. And
when you schedule your blab, you put the title in there, and you have up to 80 characters, so you can kind of define what you're going to do.
Blab is, and the other thing is, Blab is a new medium. It's almost like a television. People are flipping through it looking for stuff.
Right.
So like I say, if you list yourself doing those basic things, you will find people that will come to your blab, and then at that point it's just a matter of providing content that will keep them coming back.
Now, do you then upload these to YouTube, or is there a link, or is that what you're going to cover on the 2 o'clock call?
As the host, you will get an email, and in that email you'll get an audio and a video download. When you schedule it, you can get an embed code that you can post on your website or in an event, or any advertising that you might want to do to advertise your event. But you'll also get an upload button to YouTube, and this all happens fairly quickly after the blab goes off the record, after you stop recording.
You do have to record it, or you won't get that information. If you don't record it, you won't be able to upload it to YouTube. I hope
Now,
we're able
on the
to help you.
recording, two things. Number one, how long do you have? What's the time frame duration of a typical blab? Is it half an hour? I've seen all kinds of different things. You guys, you mentioned you've been on.
Frank, there's we try to keep it like we have 10 minutes to go before we're going to shut this down. We try to get as many people in to answer their questions and stay on the topic. There's blabs that ran for 24 hours, for 8 days. People just kept them going and going and going. So it depends on what you want to do. So, but I would say if you keep a blab 30 to 45 minutes, it's a good time length.
Frank,
Okay.
Frank, I'll just add one thing. I would join some other blabs and get to know some of the people out there, and then they will start following you.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I just started really yesterday or a little bit last week, and I just set up a new Twitter just for doing blabs and this purpose.
Yes. Well, and a good thing I can tell you missed the beginning of today's presentation. We do this every weekday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, and I would love to see you come back tomorrow morning. And I think you'll get the basics of how to start it, and then from there, I mean, like Michelle said, if you go to you'll find some of the other secrets. Things like if you use earbuds, you're going to find on your blabs you'll have less technical issues with echoing and that type of thing.
Frank, if you look in the comment stream, Stan posted a link. Go here, and it's learnblab.com/co-host, and he'll get in touch with you. If you want to click on that link and leave your information, he'll get in touch with you, okay?
All right, great. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Frank. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Great job. Appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Claudia, we're going to give you another shot. See if we can get you in here. We're trying our best. All we can do is click the green arrow or green check mark. And I know she's probably resetting and doing everything that she can try possible.
I'm going to give her props for trying 3 times.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't look like it's working for you today,
Yeah, she's
Claudia.
having some trouble.
Sorry about that. But
Yeah, the only thing I could recommend with the C920 is completely delete any of the software and go back and plug it back in again and reload it and try that and see if that helps. I don't know what else to tell you to try at the moment. Nothing bounces out of my head right now.
I'm kind of the same. I really only know the technical problems I've had, and I plugged my C920 in like 6 months ago, and it just always comes up for me. So
yeah.
Well, Ron, it looks like I think we've come to the end of our usefulness today.
Yeah, I'm going to lock the seat here, and join us tomorrow, and we're here every day, and we go over some things. Again, those links that were posted, they are there to you can get in touch with the Circadians and ask some questions, and we will get back in touch with you. And again, if you like us, give us a review. And I think that link was posted before. You can go through the comment stream and find it. And I want to thank everybody for coming, for your comments. I don't get to read them too often when I'm up here because it's things do get hectic from time to time. But we're going to say goodbye for today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Right, Bill?
I'm out of here. Thanks, Ron.
Catch you in a few minutes.